it was taken away, which she doesn't really say was taken away. She says she left on her own. I still do not agree with that. See, I'll give her a negative ding. I will. She is like, okay, there's no check. I'm over it. I ain't talking about this shit.
Yeah. I say kudos to her. I think she walked away at the perfect time. And I think that, you know, I think that she's a good person, at her core of who she is. And I think that she's, stepped up to deliver for the show and did her job. And I think she did it great for what it was supposed to be. She obviously at times, I will say this though, she did take it too far with things. I would say that to her face. Um, yeah, the Denise Richards thing was not necessary. The stuff with like the Munchausen, whatever, you know what I mean? That was the show. I mean, give me a break. But when it got into real life things with people, that was not cool. And she did her job and she delivered and she walked away when she wasn't popular anymore and people really wanted her to go. And she's like, okay, fine, F you, I'm out of here. And she built her own thing. And you know what? I give her a lot of credit, and I hope for her sake she doesn't ever go back. I hope she never has to do it because I hope she doesn't need to. If she went back, it was because she needs to. I hope she never needs to go back. That's what I would want to say about that.
I agree. We used to say for a lot that you just didn't recognize her. You know what I mean? But now
No.
you like recognize her again.
Yeah, I mean she's different. Obviously, I don't talk to her, but I would say that based on the fact that she's has her career and she's modeling whatever it is, and she's not taking people down and she's not, you know what I mean, like she's got like some morals and virtue again where there's a difference of right and wrong and she's not hurting people. That's the part I think that for me where it's really hard to draw the line is where you'd say to yourself, yeah, you're doing a show, everyone knows that they're on the show and it's a show and they want to make a show together and make it great, but you also have your own moral responsibility to not hurt somebody because these aren't your real friends. They're just your castmates. And you wouldn't say those things or do those things to your real friends, but you're willing to like just be so awful to somebody that you don't care about. It still is a testament to who you are.
Well, like the Denise thing too. I mean, okay, they weren't like best friends, but yeah, I mean, there was history there. You guys were friends.
Exactly.
Like you grew up as two actresses. No, I doubt you were going for the same parts, but
Right.
you were of that generation where this is one of your this is your colleague. You were
Yeah.
in the business together. You know Denise.
Yeah. And clearly Denise was hurt by it. I mean, she said so. Yeah. When you see real um when you see the relationships when it carries after the show, and that's a perfect example of what I said earlier about Kathy Hilton and Erica and how like you never saw them make up. Obviously, like that was not an important thing, right? Because if it was real, where someone's feelings were really hurt, where it was a really big issue, that wouldn't be possible. Like I don't think that Bravo couldn't bring the Housewives of Beverly Hills couldn't bring Lisa Rinna and Denise Richards on and have them going out to dinner and just all of a sudden, boom, they're friends again without ever talking about it. It wouldn't
No,
happen.
it
Everyone would
wouldn't.
demand to know what happened. How did this get fixed? Right?
Yes. Say yes, that's a good point. Because I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it wasn't big enough. Because I mean, honestly, also I've told this story before. I know this story is true. Like Erica and Rinna both lost their PR person. Like Rinna had the same. I mean, I know who it is. Her name is Jill Fritzo. Erica had the same. No, Rinna had the same PR as Paris Hilton. And Erica, this guy Jack, had the same PR as Nikki. Now, the same day that Jack and Erica parted ways, Jack is still with Nikki, but not with Erica. That's the same exact day as when Jill Fritzo parted ways, in quotes, with Rinna and is still with Paris. So Jack is still with Nikki and Jill is still with Paris, but Jill is no longer with Rinna and Jack is no longer with Erica. So you mean to tell me out of nowhere. Now, no one talks about this on the show. You mean to tell me Jack and Erica parted ways the same day that Rinna and Jill parted ways, and Jack is still working with Nikki and Jill is still working with Paris. The only thing I see common in this situation is the last name Hilton.
Yep.
So this is just how it works in Hollywood. So you would think like it is right. I mean, somehow Erica's, I guess, gotten over that because she needs a job. So I do think it is deep in the real world, but you're right. It's not on, you're right. There's no way that same thing with LVP. If LVP came back on the show, LVP and Kyle, I mean, no one gives a shit about Dorit if LVP comes back. It's going to be LVP and Kyle. How are we right? The whole season will be how are we going to reconcile this friendship? She's not just going to appear one day and Kyle and her are going to be having a martini.
Exactly. No. And like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that was weird to me. The car scene with those two was weird to me. Like how when did you decide that it was all okay? Or did Erica just like start kissing ass because Ren is not there and she doesn't have like a partner to be an asshole with anymore? I don't know.
Well, you know what
Like now
also was
she's missing.
weird? I don't know if they're going to explain this, but like Denise has her own show. It's called Denise Richards and the Wild Things. It's coming to E. Believe it or
What?
not. Well, I don't know if it's going to be scripted, but literally called Denise Richards and the Wild Things after that movie that she was in with Nev Campbell. It's a 30-minute lighthearted. It's her and the Wild Things are her children and Aaron. It's literally Denise's own show. Because do you remember Denise was on E way back when she had her own? She
Yeah.
had a show like with her father.
Yeah,
Remember?
I remember that. I didn't,
Well,
I mean, yeah, I remember.
remember when
I
that
don't,
happened? Well, it's not aired yet, but it is filmed. It is already filmed. It's literally
but
about
is it a
Denise.
series or is it just 30 minutes?
30 minutes, but I mean it's every week.
They're
Every
wait,
week.
but no, I know, but how many episodes?
I whole season pickup. No, I don't know if it's a light season or but I mean I guess 8 to 10 to 15 maybe episodes. It's like a
Wow.
real, yeah,
It's a real
it's a real thing
show.
and it's a real show.
Wow.
And the
Good for
executive
her.
producer is Alex Baskin. So this all happened last. Now I don't know if it's because of it was humorous, but it all happened last season when she came back on and the jacket was upside down.
Oh God,
And
that's
she was,
right.
let's face it, she was not coherent. She was on
No,
lots of substances. Now I don't know if this was already in the mix and it was like, let's bring Denise back to have a moment to like we can announce the show, or I don't know if she came back to Beverly Hills and the jacket was upside down and Alex Baskin woke up and said, "Hey, I got a great idea. Let's give Denise a fun show." I think it's going to be like lightly scripted. You know like how like the Kardashians or like, it's like things happen, but I think it is reality. I'm not,
yes,
just we're
there's
using
no,
that
yeah,
term broadly, but she has her own. So I don't know if she was so
huh?
humorous in this upside down jacket and just such a mess that Alex said, "Oh, let's look at more into her life," or if they knew about it. But right after that, at that time, she's 30 minutes every week. And you want to hear this is why I bring it up. Erica, Denise, when I ran into Denise, I guess I'm running into everyone these days. Denise said to me, "Oh, I'll tell you this." I mean, again, I don't know why you're telling me this. I don't think it's such a secret, but like Erica's going to be on not the whole show, not but like one episode is like lunch with Eric. She's not on the whole show, but Erica's on the show. She said, "Oh, we have a special guest star for an episode, Erica." So I don't
They're
know
just
if
where they're gonna like just agree that like and apologize and
maybe.
yeah. I
Maybe
think
they're
that
going to break the fourth wall and say, I have to make up with Erica, or it's just going to be Erica like nothing ever happened. I don't, that'll be weird because we all saw the jacket and all that, but Erica's on the show for one of let's say there's 10 episodes. Erica's on there for one of them.
that's funny.
Her Denise Richards
Okay,
directly
that's
to
like
me.
another perfect example of where you really dislike someone so much and here, yeah. I that's to me that's like the dysfunction and just like the BS
The
of
business.
Hollywood and the business. Yeah,
Yeah, because Denise is like, well, it's my show. Having Erica Jane on sounds like the greatest thing I ever heard. I mean, my name's on the door. It's going to help my show. And Erica's probably like, how much? Okay, great. I'll film for 3 hours for this. Right. I mean, it's like, yeah,
yeah,
it's sick when you put it like that. Right.
yeah, yeah. Well, but remember how Erica, when they were at the house party, said something about um a threesome, and then she said something about like, hey, who's making more on OnlyFans, you or your daughter? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Like those below the belt, like ugh, to me, it's just like, and sadly, like Bravo would think like, oh, that's an iconic line, who makes more, you or Sammy? But that's so not nice. Oh,
No, that's not a nice thing to
it
say
was so awful.
in so
You're
many
talking about
ways.
someone's kid, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Ugh, yeah,
Yeah, being on OnlyFans, that is low. That's a low statement. I mean, Denise was sitting right there. She was disgusted with the statement
yeah.
at the time. So
Well,
here we
I mean,
are.
and disgusted, but I guess the hard part about it is that they are both on OnlyFans. I mean, it's not like, you say something where, it couldn't be further from the truth. The truth of the matter is that there's truth to it. And it's an ugly question to ask and probably very painful to hear as a mother. But in the same sense, she's on OnlyFans too.
She didn't like. Do you know the singer
Oh,
Lily Allen? Do you know Lily Allen?
I know
I
the
don't.
name.
Well,
What is she, a
I
singer?
don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know a lot of
Uh,
her stuff either. She's like British, but she says she makes more from her feet pictures on OnlyFans or her feet. I don't know if it's live feet, than she does in her music career.
wow.
And do you know Drea Di Matteo?
Yeah, another name.
She was in Desperate Housewives and The Sopranos.
Yes.
She says she was literally did not know how she was gonna survive, and she has paid off. I guess she has multiple homes. She has paid off every mortgage that she has from her OnlyFans. So I'm
Is she
just
a foot
sharing.
model too?
I don't really know, no, but I don't know what she shows. I've seen some pictures.